Introducing the new Prince August Barleycorn chess set for the real chess enthusiasts. It comprises of 3 moulds. We have the king and queen in the first mould, which you only need to cast once per side. The second mould has the rook, bishop and knight, which you need to cast twice per side. The third mould has 3 pawns in it, so you need to cast this 3 times per side. That will make it very fast to cast a complete chess set, a little over an hour per side. These moulds can cast hundreds of times, so you can make chess sets for all your friends and even start a chess club. Let's start off with the mould we are going to cast most, which is the pawn mould. Cover the mould with the release powder to help the air to escape and stop the metal sticking to the mould itself. Clap the mould sides together to remove excess loose powder and attach the support boards. We are going to put 4 clamps on this mould because there are 3 figures in the mould, and this puts a lot of pressure on the clamps when you are pouring in the metal. So to make sure you don't get a lot of flash, use 4 clamps. We are using 5-star metal, a pewter, and the solder melting pot. First, check the temperature. It's a little too hot at 425 centigrade, so we need to turn down the temperature a little first. To lower the temperature even faster, add a little bit of metal from another fresh bar and stir it up well. Then test the temperature, and as you can see, it's now reduced to about 400 centigrade, which is within the safe parameters. Scoop up some clean metal in the ladle and quickly bring it over to the mould and rest it on the mould before pouring. Pour and tap to help settle the metal. Add more metal to the ladle if you cannot fill a hole. Don't partly fill and then refill with another pour. Now we do the rook, bishop and knight mould. Again, put the release powder on, give them a clap, and then assemble them with the support boards. We need again 4 clamps because there are 3 figures in this mould, and the same issues will apply if we want to avoid flashing, which is where the metal bleeds out the side, and that makes it a little messier. Carefully tap, try to avoid spilling any metal on yourself, and tap the mould vigorously. Leave it aside, and as that's cooling we can now open the pawn moulds that we had just cast, and we can reuse the clamps then. We want to be careful, the metal is still hot. 5-star metal retains the heat a lot more than some of our other metal brands, so don't touch the actual hot figures. Instead we're going to use a little snipper to gently remove the figures, and this will improve the speed for them to cool, and leave the moulds open so that it naturally cools, so you're not overheating the moulds. This will allow you to have consistent results. Now we do the king and queen. There's only 2 figures in this mould, same principle, but we only need 2 clamps this time because there's going to be less pressure involved. Then scoop some clean metal up, bring it over and tap as you're doing it. Take your time. You only have to do this mould once, so it can be allowed to cool while you are pouring the more pawn moulds. Now we start opening the rook, the knights and the bishop mould. Do it from the side carefully. Do not touch the metal figures themselves. They came out very well, nice and sharp with little to no flash. Gently remove them using the snipper. Do not touch the figures with your hand. Give them a chance to cool. There you go. Now we do the queen and king. Again, remove the support boards and gently open the molds. Again, very, very clean cast. Tiny bit of flash on one, but that can be removed with a little bit of a knife. All the castings are, after coming out very well, as you can see, the detail is extremely sharp across all of them, and done so quickly. Polish the metal figure with a brass brush on all sides to remove the release agent and shine up the metal surface. It doesn't take more than a couple of minutes at most to do the entire set, and you can see the difference here. It's lovely and shiny. And there you have it, all 16 pieces cast for one side of the Barleycorn chess set. Paint the other side a different color and off you go.